Alright, it's time for a new installment of Bloody Bastards Basic Survival Training, or BAST for short. Um, New year, new physics. A lot has changed about this game, and we're going to talk about it. And it's pretty cool. I've never done this in the King's Chamber before. I guess the last level you play in campaign, that setting stays in the practice mode, which is pretty cool because it's all echoey and cool sounding. Anyway, right here I have one of the Holy Roman Empire spears, and these things have gotten nasty. They block everything, and also I want to go over the physics change with the swinging. It's a lot easier to show with a one-handed weapon, and also the movement physics are a lot different too. But anyway, elbows can only bend 45 degrees now. And before the update, your fists could be tucked right against your armpit, and you could spam some really tight hits that are basically like coming from your neck and your face. But now there's a minimal swing radius, so you can't swing that tight. You got to give yourself some distance. Like if you try to go up against this with like a poor warhammer, you're not going to be able to get in there and swing real tight and hit my knuckles where they are, unless you back up a little bit, because that's just how the physics work. Movement has changed a little bit. It's a lot easier to sprawl your feet away from a leg stabber. Ball flails can still reach your knees and screw you up, but things like the sickle and the gladius are having a lot harder time getting to your knees. And I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and change up my weapons to single hand weapons because I think that suits this tutorial better. So I'll get two poor warhammers, and maybe I'll turn on the visible joysticks to help the tutorial. So basically, what I'm talking about, there's a dead zone around your shoulder. Before, I could tuck my fist all the way to my shoulder, but now my fists can't get any closer to that shoulder. So all that space between my fist and my shoulder is a dead zone. So if you start spamming swings, if you spam too tight, you'll start wonking them. You'll start waggling them weirdly, and it's because you're crossing that dead zone. You can't cross that dead zone. It's a lot bigger. I don't know if the old physics had a dead zone around your shoulder, but as you can see, the way I'm rotating my fists, that's as close as your fist can go to that shoulder. So this is as tight as you can swing now. And it's really difficult because if you cross that dead zone, it'll screw you up. So you can't really get in there and get super tight because your arm will get hemmed up on their weapon, which is simulated by this little knife this guy has. Because as you swing, your elbow's always jutted out in that direction. It doesn't fold in on itself, and you know, it's a lot harder to get real tight with some people. So what you want to do is sprawl out so you can get more room to swing over weapons, over shields, and that's a lot different too. And also, now you can go prone. The movement's a little bit crazy. I know in real life you can crawl pretty fast because you got 4 points contact freaking propelling you, but in my opinion, that's a little bit too fast. It's really fast and ranked. Like, I don't know if it has to do with server lag, but you just scooch like a damn skateboard in ranked. But you can use this to your advantage, get up under somebody. And of course, when you're prone to everything. So you don't want to use that too much because you can also accidentally do that, like come in too strong and fall right there, and then they can just box you in, drop their shield on top of you, and do whatever they want. So you want to keep your distance and keep your footing. So the physics have changed. I think it's for the better. I've been hating them a lot because this dead zone I've been talking about, that's right here. But maybe that's a necessary change. Maybe they did that so people can't just come in under like double-handed weapons and just spam real low. Because before I could basically launch this hammerhead from my nipples and hit that sword or hit that knife, but now it's a lot more difficult. So give yourself a little bit more space, sprawl out a little bit, And that's kind of changed the meta with a lot of the weapons. Ball flails are kind of dominate now, but they're a little. The hammer's a lot quicker. Cause with a ball flail, you got to kind of, pace your swing to accelerate that ball to lob it in the air. Then you kind of whip it down. With the other melee weapons, you could just spam the hell out of it. Anyway, where was I going with this? Yeah, so new year, new update, new physics. So it basically has changed the feel of the game, and it's starting to grow on me. Uh, so there you go. If you played this before and you haven't played it since the update, this is what has changed. Is there's a dead zone right here, so you gotta make sure you keep your control outside of that dead zone, or else you're gonna do a bunch of weird wonky shit. And see, there you go. There you got some tight stuff, but I'm still crossing the dead zone, so I'm still doing weird shit here. So you want to be careful with that. So that's basically what has changed. Um, the spiky spear, like I had the Holy Roman Empire spears. I think double-handed weapons in general kind of got a buff with these new physics because, like I said, you can't get in there and spam as tight as you used to be able to, so you're a lot more vulnerable. Like if this guy had a spear and I come in like this, every swing is going to be caught by that fucking thing. And they stop everything. I've had naked people destroy me with those spears while I've been in full armor. So, yeah, definitely everything has a trade-off. I think, I think the trade-off balance is getting more interesting because it's kind of like a rock paper scissor thing. Like uh, the spiky spears can wreck a hammer because it's hard for a hammer to get under there, unless maybe if you do a little bit of jabbing. But you know, then the ball flail can dominate a spear, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure the ball flail kind of goes through everything. But like I said, it takes more finesse to use a ball flail and more attention to the way you're swinging than a regular melee weapon. You can kind of just spam. But a ball flail, you got to kind of keep a rhythm. And if you get real close, you got to be careful. You can get them like little skill saw spins with a ball flail, but you got to have a lot of control and not cross that dead zone. And also, you got to have enough room where your elbow doesn't get hemmed up on shields or other weapons. And that's a big thing. Defenses are a lot more effective now. Like blocking is a lot more effective, and you know, keeping your legs away from an opponent is a lot more effective because you could sprawl out like that. They can't stab you. Ball flail still might be able to reach my knee, but it's still difficult. So, yeah, there you go. I'm enjoying the new physics, actually. I like them a lot. Anyway, I might start a new Bloody Bastards Basic Survival Training series, and this would be the first installment for the new update. So, I hope you enjoyed it. This has been a presentation, and these are intelligent options that might help you not die. So enjoy yourselves. This is kind of falling apart at the end, but anyway, bye. That's the fucking video.